PHP array. Arrays are complex variables that allow us to store more than one value or a group of values under a single variable name. There are three types of arrays in PHP. The first one is indexed array. This is an array with a numeric key. Then we have the associative array, an array where each key has its own specific value and key, and multi-dimensional array, which is an array that contains one or more arrays within itself. Let's check out the first one. The PHP indexed array. An indexed or numeric array stores array elements with a numeric index. There are two ways to create index arrays. We are going to see that. The index can be assigned automatically. Note, the index always starts at 0. So let's do this in code. The very first thing we need to do is, let's create our PHP tag. And let's close it out. Now, normally when we want to create variables, we can do something like, so we want to create the first variable x, we say 1, okay? Now, what if we have series of cars? So we want to create arrays for cars. When you want to create array, the first thing you do is, remember that we said that the index is always starting at 0. So you can have something like cars, index 0, and what do you want to have here? Let's say we want to have Volvo. This is the first way to create an array. Cars, 1, and let's say we want to have what here? We want to have a Toyota here. And let's do a third one. So cars, 2, and here we want to have what? A Ford. So this should be cars. So what we've done is, at each index, we have created a variable. At each index, we've created a value for the array. So right here, we can actually check out the value. So we can do something like echo car, okay? So I can get the first one. Maybe my favorite car is a Toyota. I can say my best car is, so we have to concatenate this because it's an array, and we can call the array by the index. So my best car is Toyota, so index 1. So let's check this out, indexed array. You see, my best car is Toyota. But this is a very bad way, or not a bad way, but a stressful way to create your arrays. Imagine you want to get an array for all the countries and you want to loop through. So let's proceed. Instead of doing it like this, we can convert this entire array to something like this, which is better, cars, okay? Then you create it with the array syntax, array, open brackets. Then inside of it, we can now create each individual value. So the first one is Volvo. The second one is Toyota. The third one is Ford. And we can even add more to it. We can say Peugeot. And we can also add a Mercedes. And we could also do a Tesla. They are getting popular now. And now, if we reload this, we still get the same value, because at index 1, we have Toyota, because Volvo is at index 0. Let's try it. Volvo. Now, you can also check the structure of your array by using the printr function. So, cars. And as you can see, this is the structure. Let me comment out the echo. This is the structure of your array. At index 0, you have Volvo, index 1, Toyota. You can also use the var dump to get more information. So the array is cars. Let me comment the print arrow out, or let's leave it. Let me comment it out. Or you can just see the difference. So the first one here is for print arrow, but all this here is for the var dump. So with var dump, it gives you the index and also the data type and the value, okay, the character count of that data type. So you have a string, vovo is a string, and it has 5 characters, and it's at index 0. Now let's comment both of these guys. Now, what if we want to loop through to use Volvo, Toyota, Ford, everything inside of a statement? Remember, the first way is to use the for each statement. So we can do something like cars as car, okay? Then we can now create a code for it. We can say echo, I love my, okay? I love my car. So it's going to go inside of this array and it's going to assign the value of each value to this variable car, and it's going to echo everything out. So let's do a break tag. And as you can see, it went in and it starts with I love my Volvo, I love my Toyota, I love my Ford, I love my Peugeot, I love my Mercedes, and I love my Tesla. Also, we can do this with a for loop too. So let me comment this out too. But before we do it with the for loop, let me show you something. You can check the count of an array using the count function. Okay? The array length or the count. Then if we put in the array here, we say car. Let's see what it echoes out. Oh, sorry, cars. 6. So it's telling you now that this cars array contains 6 values. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So let's use this inside of our for statement. So how can we do that? Let me comment this out. Let's create the for loop. So we say for, and at index I, you have 0. So we are starting from index 0. Then when I is less than what? The count of the array cars. Okay? So it's going to be less than the value of the number of values we have inside of the array. So I here will be less than 6. Then I plus plus. So what do we want to echo? The same thing. I love my car. Okay? Save this. But there's a difference here. And what is the difference? Because now that we are using the value of I, we have to use the index of each of the array. Okay? So now we have to concatenate. And the index will be I. So at any time I is going to be a number, then we can use a break tag to put them all on a new line. So I love my, okay, car. So what car? We're going to see that now. Oh, sorry, it's cars. Why do I keep making spelling mistakes? So you see, using the for loop, we have the same thing. I love my Volvo, I love my Toyota, I love my Ford, I love my Peugeot, I love my Mercedes, and I love my Tesla. So if there is anything that looks confusing for you in this video, just rewind it backward and follow me through all the steps that I've taken, and it will be clear for you. Okay guys, so this is it on PHP Array Introduction and PHP Indexed Array. I will see you in the next one.